Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It is November 11th, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. We're gonna review SPY, 0-day options, and small count challenge. So yesterday, pretty big range yesterday. I actually didn't end up doing a recap video of it. I've just kind of gotten behind on them and I didn't do it. Yesterday was a bad day for me, though. Max red day. Price action was nice. I don't really know what happened. I just over the weekend I wanted to scale up for some reason. I guess on Friday I just got confidence and I'm like I need to start scaling, and there's that. And I didn't really scale. Yeah, I was just like I scaled on just the wrong trade and that really hurt. And then it wasn't too bad like for most of the day. And I was still below my max loss. And then I thought I'm gonna treat it more like a game, where I'm trying to just get higher from my max loss, and just literally just trying to increase the P&L, and just think about it in that sense. Because I kind of, if I have a couple bad trades and I'm getting close to max loss, part of me just wants to just trade and get to my max loss so I can be done. And I feel like that happens and that's not good. So when I was starting to get close to it, I'm like, all right, I just need to get a couple green trades, or just real small, and just let it be a scalp, whatever, so I can get a little more buffer on my max loss and have more trades to be able to take. I don't know, just thinking about it in different ways. That was kind of yesterday. So I ended up not doing good yesterday. I was at about max loss, then end of the day, I just ended up grinding around and I like doubled my max loss. I didn't think I was that high. I don't really track it on purpose, but yeah, by the end of the day, I'm like, oh my goodness, I guess I scaled up too much and had too much in the money, and it's, of course, end of the day so fast. Anyways, today coming in today, that gives you a little idea. I was just trying to be mellow. And I actually didn't realize today was Veterans Day yesterday. So today's a banking holiday, so market's slow, less volume. And that was really kind of going on yesterday too, I think. Even though we did have a pretty big move, it was a little bit in anticipation maybe of a longer weekend and less people being around, and anticipation of today, and though maybe people weren't around yesterday. That was probably the case today too. Pretty grindy, but not bad. I mean, I guess I feel like there's good setups here. So let's see what we did. Yeah, good. I only did a few trades today. That's good. 10:05, I got a call. So morning it was just liquidity. I got purple set up here, and then white for the bullish controlled selling, purple for the bearish controlled buying, and then gold for the precision buying. So those are the ones I had this morning. Liquidity came up, kind of confirmed my white here with these wicks out of it. Then I found the gold there. I considered a long here on the break of white, this inverse head and shoulders. Tight range still though. I was looking forward to maybe retest the white and then I'd take it. When it broke the gold, I also considered going short, but it's still, the range was tight, so just kind of left it alone, I think, at that point still. Yeah. And it came down, grabbed this shoulder, broke the white. This green, actually, I didn't use it again. I'm not sure if this green is right. Broke the white, so then I'm thinking it's a broadening wedge actually now. Breaking the highs and breaking the lows. A little tricky. But then I had the precision selling right there with the red. So let's see, 10:05 was in a call. Why did I get a call here? Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this one now. So before it broke this white. Oh yeah, this one sucked actually. Oh wow, I'm glad today wasn't a big red day, because the way this first trade went was hideous. So it's completed the cup here. I'm looking for, like I said, a retest of white to go long. Little shoulder here for liquidity, and looking for a head and a bounce off of white. Could be lower though. Could come all the way down to purple. This candle came right to here, and I pulled the trigger and got a call there. Was it? Yeah, 05. So almost the very end of this candle, right here when it was on my purple. And actually, this wasn't that. This was higher. This was right there. So I got it right here. I moved it down for somewhere over here, I think. So got it there, and then it closed below it. I'm like, And then this, I don't know if it was news or what, but it literally just flushed in a second, and I closed it down here, unfortunately, for a stop. So that first one was a bad one. 63 cents to 48. Yeah. Thankfully, the range was still tight. Just relatively, this looked big. And I only had one contract. It wasn't scaled up or anything. So that happened. I'm like, oh, man. So that was annoying. And then came up, retested VWAP, thought about this, and it was also retesting white, which I actually didn't see at the time. And purple, look at that, I even noticed that. Retesting purple's resistance and white. It's just the morning candles happen fast. You have to, it's just a totally different mindset for trading. It's just in and out quick, and everything just, all the price action, all the structure, it all just sets up and happens in minutes, you know. So, could have gotten an entry for the VWAP retest. I didn't like the liquidity down here though. That's part of the reason I didn't. So I was like, this looks more like an inverse head than a shoulder. But you never know. You never know how much actual liquidity is in there. You kind of guess based on the candles and the time. But quite a bit of volume, so could be shoulder liquidity. The selling here was a little choppy, but nonetheless, it did have pretty nice steep selling, and it was confined to this red, which I did adjust here, as you can see. This one was probably, yeah. I'm not sure which one was the better one or more legit. Maybe this one. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, didn't catch that one. It's like I'm waiting for it to break something, and it's about to break purple down here, but then it's basically low a day. And then I also had white at that point, and this white, if we bring it up to there, we're breaking here, and it's basically there's no risk reward there. So I didn't go short there, which I'm glad, because then it does start finding support on this white or close to it, which is a tapering. And remember, that's bullish controlled selling. So where's the next trade that you see based on what I just said? Yep, right here, breaking white and flipping it into support. But let's see what we did. 1104 got a call. 1104 got another call. Where is 1104? Broke white. So this would be kind of considered a retracement trade, zombie trade, zone of mutual interest. Yeah. This is 1104. So I got the first call right here on this candle, because of it flipping resistance into support, which I believed was bullish controlled selling. I'm looking for a move up. Ideally it'd be high of day, but you don't know. It could stay in a wedge and find this as resistance. Yeah, you don't know. So I got one here. We started getting some bigger candles. It was still showing support. The problem is this stop line, my stop out, is descending, so it's not very favorable for calls. However, I was like, this still makes sense. This is what I want. So I got another one actually, all in the same minute. Yeah, I was pretty anxious. Should have waited a little longer. I just wanted to get a bigger position because of what it was setting up. I was pretty confident with it. So 78 cents was the first one. 76 cents was the second one on that red candle. And it kind of chopped through here. And then it stopped wicking, and this candle closed below white. See it closed right there below white? I don't know how these were, but they were all kind of in that same spot. And I stopped out right here. Bugger. Had everything right. It all made sense. Just a little stop hunt, and it just wanted to make a little structure. That's like what it is too. It's just making a little inverse head here for the shoulder, and that's grabbing it right here on the shoulder with this candle. And that happens so often where it just does a little stop hunt and then reverses. Just little liquidity grab to go, and it needs it. Get that little slingshot engaged, kind of like that. I didn't know where else my stop should be. Unless it's down here at purple, which is way too far away. So that's why I was a little bit just kind of, I guess a little more patience is, yeah. If I didn't have two, maybe if I had one, I would have been a little more bold to just kind of keep holding. It was below VWAP also. This candle came. Dang it. I was excited though, because I was like, my thesis was right. I was doing things right. So I wasn't too bummed about it, about getting stopped out there. I stopped out at 73 cents at 11.10, which is that. Oh, it's actually this candle, very beginning of that candle. I'm trying to stop here. I guess it happened on that candle. Bummer. I actually kind of remember it because this was starting to go green a little. No, not really. But yeah, I was at the beginning of that candle. So that was freaking annoying. Cup completed, and then big sell-off. Potentially, you could have gotten a little mutual trade here again on this little shoulder for head and shoulder, and a handle being formed. But with what I had drawn, it's like, not really. I don't know. Yeah. Came all the way down, grabbed this shoulder then, and then actually found support on my purple. So that gave me a little more confidence with purple. I actually considered calls on the break of here for a retracement, just because it did find support here. However, this is bears building liquidity. So, not to say it can't be support for bulls and bears initially, right? Because if they're building liquidity to then break it, and then bulls are looking for a spot to find support to start going long, that's where you get these nice entries on supports and resistances, instead of it going midway like right here where it flipped it into support. So yeah, didn't go long there. Let's see, I only did, but I want to review the trades that would have been good. So this did end up being kind of a handle. You've got a little inverse head and shoulder here with a retest on VWAP, which I think could be an entry. If not here, because there's not, my white line for liquidity is up here. That's on the wick, so I guess if you put it on the body, it'd be here, but even if you put it on the wick, this is where you could go long, right here, on this candle. The problem is it's kind of a chase, so yeah, and then gold, yeah, breaks gold there, but you kind of just, you have to hold on. Maybe magenta being, or purple being your stop. Yeah. And then it jumps back into that gold algo for that climb up. So this entry right here, this entry right here, those are two nice long entries, I'd say. Could do this short entry right here. Here, yeah, retest on VWAP, head and shoulders, breaking purple. Tighter range down here because you have this white as support. After that, you only have one more real spot right here. Inverse head and shoulder, breaks white. The problem with this is I was kind of a little distracted at that point. You have a little tiny structure here, breaking white, inverse head and shoulder, and at high of day. So kind of finishing the handle here. This one was nice because this support, or yeah, this retested high of day here. So built a little shoulder, retest high day for the inverse head, and then once it broke the white, the problem was with the white, the candles, it was just kind of breaking it and then coming below it, and then the structure wasn't very nice, and then you never got a retest on white. I mean, and that's probably because my lines are just a little bit off or whatever. Maybe the volume's lower, and so the volume's lower, it just kind of can kind of fade in and out of the algo, if you know what I mean. So I think that's maybe what this is a little bit. But if we look on like Emperor's chart, I think he had his lines were a little bit different, where it kind of respected it better. Yeah, this is Emperor. He's on Eric's Discord. That's Spy Day Trading on YouTube. If you check it out, we've got a link for the Discord in the description also. So yeah, on his, he has a gold one here. He's got two of them. This is more like mine, but then he's also got this flatter one that it broke, and then it did have a little retest there. So I didn't have that other one. Mine's kind of in the middle of his two actually, But yeah, so his would put a retest right there. But either way, that's another nice entry. I wasn't too stoked on that entry, I guess. And I think I was a little bit busy. Up here got very grindy. One more right here, little inverse head and shoulder. Small little range though. Yeah, a little range. Because I mean, if you're getting on the break, you might have gotten it here and then gotten stopped out. Then you get it here, but you're not gonna get filled till up here, and it's not always gonna make this nice 3 candle move. And then it was just a complete grind the rest of the day. Just buying up in this purple, pretty much just in this purple channel until it broke it and found more support on it lower. So yeah, just wedging into end of day, which also coincides with Eric's 30-minute chart here, with this green being resistance. So it rallied up in the green buying here, and then found resistance on the top of the wedge here, this green and blue wedge. So my next trade, let's see, I did have another trade, 11.19. Oh, this is a green trade. I actually had a green trade today. What? Oh, this one actually would have made me green on the day. I'm a little bit red. Would have been a small day, but this one would have done it. Let me see, because I caught one of these. I actually did. Oh, okay. Did I really do that? I forgot. Actually I chased this thing. Yes, I remember now. That's why my exit was so jumpy. So since this stopped me out, I was like bummed about it. Watched it go up, let it go. Knew white was kind of the last stop right here. Kind of confirmed that with this volume, huge volume, the break. I got it on this candle, somewhere on this candle, I guess. So 11.19. Yeah, so my fill was pretty ugly. I was gonna use gold here for my precision and for my stop. This one came down, came back up, and I'm like, oh, this thing's barely, like, just right here is basically break even. I'm like, this thing's barely moving. So I ended up just closing it for a small profit on this candle. I guess it wasn't too far from the high. I really wanted to hold it to high of day, but I'm just like, these candles are barely moving, and it's like I'm almost break even on this thing, and I feel like I need the moment I just get a fleshy candle. And that's the issue with getting a chase entry. You have to do a reverse of that in the exit, a chase exit, but opposite. Very, very quick exit. So yeah, exited on that one. That was 53 cents to 62. So not too bad from those two little ones, really. Definitely could have taken one here. This one up to like 75 cents, so would have made me green on the day. Red day. I'm happy about it though. It wasn't. Yesterday I felt like I kind of lost a little control. And today I just kind of was trading back and forth. Down 14 bucks today. Not too bad. And so today I was much more in control, and that felt good. Yeah, yesterday I was in control, but then end of day I just kind of spiraled a little bit. One other trade I took today that I forgot to mention was I did a credit spread, and it almost works. So kind of how I want to do credit spreads is set it and forget it. They're dailies, and so I'm trying to get it basically at the higher low of the day, which of course is crazy to say I'm going to get it at the higher low, but at least at a point where it's at a resistance, a large resistance, and it should have either a retracement or that should be the top and it should reverse. And today that happened right here. It finally, after all those hours, made it up to the top of the purple here, right here. And that also coincided with Eric's 30-minute. So the 30-minute, it was right here, I think. It's at 1 o'clock and then 1:30. So that, yeah, this is 122. So I actually opened up a call credit spread right here. It was a 683, 684 call credit spread. 3 of them. So received a credit. Or no, it wasn't here. I saw the price here and I tried to open it. It didn't fill me because I was just a little too greedy on it. It came down. I jumped my price down just a little bit. It came down. I was patient, and then this wick actually filled me. I was like, oh snap. And then just from here to here, it was actually 30% profit. Now with credit spreads, you receive a credit, and that's your max gain on it, basically. So when you open it, you actually receive a credit. You receive the money. When you're closing it, you're actually paying to close it. You're just hoping to pay less. That's the way you make money on it. In this case, when you say 30% profit, that means of the credit I received, I made 30% of it. So if it expired worthless, if SPY expired below my lower strike, in this case a call credit spread below my lower strike, then I would have been 100% profit on it, and I would have received all the credit I received. I would have had to pay 0 to get it back. So yeah, this was 30% of it just right here in this move from here to here. I didn't take it. I was, like I said, the strategy for me was kind of open it up at the extreme level of the high or low side, and then kind of put a break-even stop on it, or put a take profit at like 50% or 80%. I really thought this was probably the high, and I thought if we do come down, we'll probably grind first. I didn't really expect it to actually just hold up there. So, but this would have been a nice exit right here, being that I was retesting this white, and nice entry even for longs for a call. And I actually thought about getting calls here. But I'm like, well, I probably shouldn't. It doesn't always work like this. Like, you can continue to grind down here and then just slowly move over and up. Doesn't necessarily make this V. That's why it wasn't a great idea to get calls here. But it is a potential to get calls here for sure. Anyways, yeah, so that credit spread came all the way down here. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of nice. I'm like pretty confident with it. I'm thinking, okay, this should work. I should be able to, this should expire worthless. I mean, I would close it. I'd close it like 80%, like I said, if not sooner, maybe 50%. But in this case, I should have just closed it here because it was finding support on the white. Came all the way back up here. This is the nice thing about credit spread, especially out of the money, is they're decaying. You know, time is on your side with it. You're selling time, selling premium, selling data farmer, as I call it. And even here, it still wasn't break even. So meaning I was still in it because I had my stop for break even. So it came down here, came here, and it didn't actually stop me out until, where was it? I think it was this candle. But this candle, maybe even further. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this candle. It actually came above because this time, the time I sold here, the thing lost value just from here to here. I got a nice fill on there for sure. Yeah, it didn't stop out till here. So if it stayed below here, then that thing would have just continued to work in my favor. So yeah, it didn't work out today, but it wasn't a red trade, so stoked about that. And I could probably show it somehow. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is the kind of the mechanics of it, I guess. So I opened it. What does it say? So those are kind of I did 3 of them. So I sold 3 683 calls. I bought 3 684 calls. So I paid 29 cents to buy them. I received 69 cents to sell them. And so I was left with a credit of 40 cents. And then this was my stop out. So, so 123 and then 141. I'm doing that on the Webull account. 123. That's my margin account for now. Okay, yeah, I placed it then, but it didn't fill then. Yeah, so I placed it at 123, but it didn't fill till 131. Let's see, where's 131? Yeah, I was on that wick. And then this one filled. Oh, yeah, I placed a stop at 141, but didn't fill till 146. Let me see this candle. Which one? It was this one. Okay, it was a little earlier. Yeah, I was down once it broke that white, which was fine. I thought about going long there because it broke the white. I'm like, nah, I probably shouldn't. It's just because we're at the top of the 30-minute on the resistance. Shout out to Eric in the 30-minute chart. That is helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you tomorrow.